Hello, my name is Johnny Wilson and I am a Type 1 learner. So I'm a Type 1. I had 45 points in Type 1, 28 in Type 2, 40 in Type 3, and 37 in Type 4. So I found it kind of interesting that I was really close to Type 3 as well. Type 1 is an innovative thinker. Based off of what I've read, innovative thinkers learn better when the item that they're being taught is connected to something in their lives, or there's just a reason for it. I read a really good example about doing a lesson on glaciers, um, how they affect us in today's world. If they're melting, obviously, so that just helps us Type 1s make that connection and appreciate the learning experience that much more. Innovative learners are supposed to learn better by talking things out more or less, by communicating with others about their problems. That's true for me sometimes, but other times, for example, in high school when I was taking chemistry, sure, I'd love to talk about things like why this metal did that when it reacted with another acid or something. But the Type 3 in me was coming out a lot in that I wanted to do it and see it in action. Type 1s are kind of supposed to figure things out for themselves, as well as with that tying in factor that the professor, student, friend, teacher, anybody, that just the reason that they give that helps tie it into you to help you understand it. But sometimes it's definitely more fun for me just to jump into something and see what I can do with it, see if I can solve it myself without any help from anybody else. I tend to like to work by myself a lot too. Although Type 1s are supposed to communicate with others more than other types. Type 1s are the ones who ask the why questions. So, for example, let's take theory. The professor says this is a secondary dominant chord. Why? Because it's this, because it's that. It really does help relate topics for Type 1s to relate different topics into each other. I had an example of that the other night, actually, although they're kind of related. We had learned about the augmented sixth chords, not including the Princeton sixth, I'm sorry to say. We learned about augmented sixth chords last year in theory, and a couple of weeks ago I was down in the practice room with my friend, and we were messing around with a song she had written, and I decided to ask her if I could try something different with the chord she had that. What I wanted to do was this. Right here. So I put that augmented sixth chord in there instead of the major 7 she had, and it was just cool how I felt a lot like I felt like a music geek, which I am. But it was cool how I could relate stuff I learned in theory to this pop song that we were writing. Basically, it was really cool. So say if I was gonna play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in Dorian mode. So if I didn't tell the Type 1s why I was going to do that, they probably would have been really weirded out and probably not paid much attention to it. That's what's confusing to me. I tested a Type 1, but if somebody were to sit down at a piano and play a song I knew with such a different harmonic structure like I just did, I would be paying such close attention, it would really grab my interest. I really think that I'm more consciously a type 3 than I am a type 1, even though I scored higher on a type 1.